in person.
Sorry, Serena, I realized I was supposed to be recording. Sorry. Go ahead, my dear. Sorry to interrupt you.
So my event took place in person. I was able to get 4 teachers from my school, all women in different fields. One was the first women's soccer coach in our town, which is really cool. And then some teachers in computer science and humanities and such to talk about their experiences growing up dealing with gender inequality and how they chose to face it. So it was a panel event. They asked questions, people asked questions, and they just talked about how they faced their battles and they gave advice on what to do. And it was really inspiring. I feel like everyone who attended learned a lot. We got a turnout of 33 people, I think, which was really cool. I didn't expect that many people to come because I had a sign-up sheet and I did not have that many people signed up. So it was really cool to see some faces of people I knew just trickling in, and it was amazing. So that was my project. And then Alyssa had a very similar spin.
Yeah, so basically kind of like the same idea. I had an online event instead for my club, and I got a couple speakers as well. I was a little bit more like geared towards STEM specifically, because I think it's really important to have role models because it's hard being a woman in STEM sometimes, because it's definitely a male-dominated field. And so I just wanted to talk about, I guess, some of the challenges that I faced during the process was like making sure that people could attend. Finding speakers was definitely a challenge too, but I ended up having teachers talk. One of my teachers, like sister who works at Facebook, and then also someone I know in college who's a computer science major. And they all just gave a little spiel on their perspective and their experience in the industry. And then also, and there was time to ask questions, which was really helpful. And I think it would be really nice, like in the future, if we could create like material to help other people hold these panels, because I think it gives a lot of people confidence hearing people who have actually gone through the process of going into the field. So yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes, give them a round of applause. Serena.
Thank you to Annie, our mentor. She was great.
Yeah, thank you so much, Annie.
And Annie, so exciting to see a project that's going to continue after this year also. So it's really thrilling to hear that, Serena, that you're going to keep this going into the future. And so now Lily's going to share a little bit about her experience at the retreat. Go ahead, Lily. It's all yours.
Yeah, I know I talked a little bit already at the beginning of the call about the retreat, but I really liked the educational side of it as well as like the community side of it. We kind of were able to like learn about different topics through like meaningful like discussion and action. We did like an op-ed activity. We talked about Jewish feminism in Israel. We did tech studies. We like did stuff that was like we did like a Shabbat experience that was like a feminist learning and engaging. And I think it was really cool to kind of learn in those different ways, like take a break from the, traditional like school work and really like learn and engage in these like really complicated topics. There was a lot of different things that we found in common between like these Jewish feminists from so many different parts of the country. We all like had these very like similar experiences, and it made it really empowering, and it made for some really, really like remarkable discussions. I think we were also able to do all of this kind of while like taking care of ourselves, focusing on rest and relaxation, and the leaders at the retreat also did like the most incredible job with programming and leading and everything.
Awesome. Thank you, Lily. Next up is Inessa and Hannah to share some amazing things about their social change project. Go ahead.
Hi everyone, I'm Inessa. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so Hannah and I created an Instagram account where we dedicated it towards spreading information around abortion policies, specifically in New England. And yeah, if Hannah wants to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we talked about how Roe v. Wade got overturned, different laws in New England states and different places people can get abortion resources in states in New England. And we also talked about the 5 women suing Texas and how that could impact the whole country in this Instagram page. And we hope to continue to post and educate people on their rights.
Yeah, and we would also like to take a moment to thank our mentor, Kelly. She really helped us, guide us a lot through this whole process, and it was amazing to be working with her. And we just had a great time coming up with this idea and being able to spread the information. And we actually had a total of 41 followers, and it's still growing. And yeah, like Hannah said, we're still continuing to post, and we're just going to keep informing and spreading information. Yeah, thank you.
Yay. Awesome. Thank you, Anessa and Hannah. Such a sadly urgent and vital resource that you're providing, and really, really useful. Thank you. And Sadie is going to share about incredible project around access to sanitary products. Go ahead, Sadie. It's all yours.
So me and my partner Sarah, who's also here, we have a presentation. Do I just how if I wanted to share my screen, how would I go about that?
You should see down on the bar at the bottom of the screen where it says share screen.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And then you'll see your desktop
Right,
and you want to
yes.
click on the perfect.
How do I, let's see. Okay, so this is our presentation. For Kol Koleinu, it was a women's health project, and it started as a women's health project, and then we labeled it as that. However, it includes people who aren't women as well, and anyone who needed sanitary products. So, this was our project. Well, so our goal was to create tangible and long-term impacts on improving women's and people's just health. We labeled it women's. We particularly wanted to focus on impacting women who have less accessibility to necessities. So our steps, we contacted, so our project was to create and donate and raise money and create packing parties with this organization called Dignity Grows, which is a nonprofit organization. And we ended up creating a GoFundMe and raising a lot of money through our families and friends in order to pack, they're called packing parties through the nonprofit. And essentially what it is you'll send them money and they'll wholesale order you supplies and then and tote bags and send it all back to you, and then you pack the totes and you give them to whatever organization you would like, or community, or anyone you want, you give the totes to. And it's typically $10 will make one tote bag full of wholesale products, which includes menstrual products as well as shampoo, toothpaste, conditioner, all of the things you would use as sanitary products. And then our last goal was to spread awareness of the organization, inform classmates, friends about women's health, etc. We ran into some difficulties with contacting Dignity Grows. We were in a good cycle, but it wasn't enough time for them to be able to meet with us and then us meet with them on a regular basis. And we had explored being affiliates or what the best way to get the most help across was. So we ended up not being able to create the packing parties, but just donating the money. And we realized that while the packing parties are very helpful, there's also a possibility that it deters a little bit. So by just donating the money, we were able to give it right to the source and have them pack and give it to communities that really, really need them, which was really, really great. And then the last thing was education. And we went to our schools and we educated our schools on disparities regarding sanitary product access and prices and the pink tax and everything surrounding that. So yeah. Let me stop my screen.
We'd also like to thank our mentor for all the support. We really enjoyed getting to know you through our meetings. So yes, thank you for everything.
Yes, thank you, Cynthia. It was really great. You're such a role model.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sadie and Sarah. And I just want to amplify something that Sadie said, because I think it was a through line for a lot of the projects, and definitely in my experience as an activist, is that sometimes you start a project that you are so passionate about and you have such a clear vision for like what kind of change you want to make, and then there's a challenge and it becomes stressful, and what do you do, and how do we move forward? This isn't what we expected would happen. And I think what Sadie and Sarah just shared is that they made a really beautiful pivot of like, oh, we're frustrated, we can't get in touch with the organization again, and we wanted to have these packing parties, and they realized that they could make change in a different way. And I think that we need to remind ourselves of that change isn't always totally linear, and what we start out thinking we're going to do doesn't always end in the same way that we started. But look at all the little kernels of seeds that were planted in all these different areas. It's just been really inspiring for me to see what you started creating now, and I can only imagine over the next decades to like see how these projects evolve throughout your work and lives and careers. So thank you. And now I'm gonna open up a little, hold on, I'm gonna grab this tablet, and a chance for all of our friends and guests and mentors to give some feedback or comment or just like celebrations. And as our soundtrack, I'm gonna play I feel like our cohort fave, in fact, such a fave that Sylvie can't make it tonight because she is at the Taylor Swift concert right now. And this is one of the songs that we started a lot of our meetings with. And I think the lyrics are actually really beautiful for this event right now. So you can listen along with Taylor as you write some celebrations to our fellows.
I still remember this moment in the back of my mind. The time we stood with our shaking hands, the crowds in stands went wild. We were the kings and the queens, and they read off our names. You dance like you knew our lives would never be the same. You held your head like a hero on the history book page. It was the end of the decade, the start of the age. Long
So I'll leave this Padlet up. You all can finish adding your congrats. And I just want to say thank you one last time to everybody who came here to witness and celebrate. One last round of applause and shout outs to the fellows for your commitment and your engagement and your follow through this year, that you did a whole year with us. And that's really commendable and inspiring. Family and friends, you are welcome to stay on and return back to the main room for a little informal chat if you're interested, with the Moving Traditions Chief Program Officer, Rabbi Tamara, who you met earlier. She'd love to talk with any of you who are interested more about the impact of Kol Koleinu, but we're really glad that you came to witness this and celebrate with us here tonight. So this is the end of the formal part of the program. To return to the main room, if you click on that button, Leave Room at the bottom, just say Leave Breakout Room. Don't leave the whole Zoom unless you want to leave the whole Zoom. And fellows, oh my gosh, thank you so much for a really glorious and inspiring year. please stay in touch with me as you go off into your vibrant futures. I can't wait to hear what you do. And fellows, you can join the post-event Zoom. You apparently got some secret invite link that the grown-ups were not allowed to get. That is just the fellows to have a little fellows-only celebration. So yes, Mazel Tov. I will echo and amplify Annie. Thank you to the mentors also. I loved hearing about your work with the fellows throughout the year. And thank you for inspiring the teenagers and for all of the work that you do in the world also. So thank you all. Have a lovely rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.